Okay, new video time. In this one, I am in Taupo at the moment, and on the back there, we have our next job. So I'll show you what it is. Look. Oh no. Why are you coming out, bud? There you have it. So I believe this car has a history in New Zealand. A lot of people know about it. Smugs painted this 20 years ago, but there's the problem. So water seal. So we're going to take this back home and we're going to rip the engine and redo it, and it'll be good to go. So this car's goal is to make it to Reunion, and once we're done, we'll bring it back down to Taupo here. So just got the car home now, and a lot of people were taking a lot of interest in this side of the car for some reason. Anyway, so now you can see why I have it. It's just water's coming out all through the exhaust, so water seals are definitely gone. I just hope that that little channel that the water seal sits in isn't destroyed. But yeah, we'll get in the garage and get stuck in. Okay, so tonight's the night. I'm going to get this engine out, but first off, I'm going to disconnect the intake manifold. I'm going to take the extractors off, we'll unplug all of this, unplug the oil lines, but I want to turn the engine before I pull it out just to see which housing the water's coming out of. That might make it a little bit easier later on down the line. But I was talking to an old owner last night, and I was talking to Smugs also. So yeah, this paint job is roughly 20 years old, and the old owners sent a video of this on the burnout pad, and yeah, it's pretty impressive. I'll show you it now. So as you can see from that video, this thing goes full nuts. But if you want to know what that says down the side, it's Rotary Militia. So I believe there's this car that's airbrushed with that logo on it, and there's one more. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but yeah, I believe there's two of them. But yeah, it says it down there as well. But such really nice fine lines. It looks really, really good. So moving forward, yep, we'll get this engine out. I don't know if I'll tear the engine apart tonight, but at least we'll get it out, and then we'll just go from there. All right, I think it's about time to pull it out. Made a little bit of a mess, but not too bad. I haven't turned the engine to see where the water's coming from yet, because I can't quite slide the extractors off. They're sitting there hitting on the steering box down here. So I'm gonna go ahead and sling this up. I'm gonna lift it up, disconnect it from the gearbox. I should be all right. I don't think I need to remove the radiator, but we'll see how it goes. I lift it up, probably put it straight on the stand, and then we'll turn it, and there'll still be water inside the housings. We'll see which one it is. All right. Okay, so it's all out. That was a real pain to get the extractors off it, but having a close look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out which one's leaking. So you can see the coolant in there. So it is the rear housing that's leaking, is it? I will go get a 19mm on this, we'll turn it and we'll see. Hopefully it's only coming out of this one. Okay, so just putting that on there, let's have a look. Oh no, why are you coming out both? Oh, that's not good. All right. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do tonight is to straighten this oil, and once again I'll just leave it overnight and hopefully tomorrow it will be all good and we can start pulling it apart. But yeah, let's just get this crap out. Get all the messy stuff out of the way. A little bit milky. Right, well, it'll drain out. Tomorrow we're into it. Okay, so I let this drain overnight, so we should be good to start pulling it apart. So what I will do is just start taking off all of the stuff, the alternator, the water pump, and then we're gonna get the front cover off. No, we're not. We're gonna take the flywheel off, some front cover, and then we're gonna turn it up on end, pull it apart, and try and find what's wrong with it. So I'm gonna time lapse you, so enjoy. So I've just stopped at this point here just to show that the oil in through here is very, very milky. So water, yeah. But if you ever do this with this pump here, the oil pump, you want to undo these bolts underneath here. There's 4 of them. Like what you do is just get your ring spanner underneath there and loosen that way. Try to avoid undoing this. It is a pain in the ass reassembling this after the fact. If you just do this, that all stays together. Make your life easier. Okay, ready to pull it apart. All the through bolts have been taken out, so I'll just try and separate them. Nope, 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 nope. A little bit tight. Here it comes. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, I'll get this down on the ground, then we'll have a close look and see if we can see where the water's coming from. But everything seems all good on that one. Oh yeah, no, this will be it right here. So the slots in the rotor housings have been cut quite deep, and it's actually destroyed the water seal right through there. So that will probably explain why both rotor housings are leaking water. It's just blown out through this notch here. So yeah, where was it? It was, yeah, it's almost like it's just pinched it, grabbed it and stuffed it. Okay, I'll get this rotor out. That lightening's been done nice. Still got good spring in the oil control rings. Side seals have good spring in them. Housings at first glance seem to be pretty good. Okay, I'll come back to you in a sec. I've just taken the rotor housing off the rear rotor housing, and this iron here seems to be pretty good. It's a little bit of step wear there, but nothing too major. Everything else looks all right. Now this water seal, now this one right here, it's gone there on the spark plug side, and if we follow it around right there, so this is on where the housing has been matched to the Bridgeport, and yeah, she's just gone right through there. You can see it. So I am going to look into that, about what we can, well, there's not much we can do. We can put the water seals back in, new ones, and don't know. I'll ask around, I'll find out. Anyway, so that's the problem. So broken over here, broken there, done. So just having a quick look at this rear housing now. We do have some chrome peel there, but it's within the 3mm, so it's all right. So this here, I've heard about this, I've never actually seen it done. So sometimes these crack through there, and it's recommended that you just die grind the top of that crack out. I'm pretty sure so this doesn't jut up and the apex seal can catch it as it comes past, but that looks like that's what's happened on these. So at the moment it's nice and smooth, so yes, no, should be good. Right, so just going over this, so don't remember if I said it or not, but rotors have been lightened and they look really, really good. The bearings inside are in good condition as well. But what is dumbfounded me is I've taken the center iron off and only just clicked that that's not a Bridgeport. So that's what you call, what, a stage, I believe people call it, which is not a problem, still runs fine. But the only thing that I can't get over is, why do we have the notch over here if there's no port there? So I don't know what that's about. Yeah, so don't know. Anyway, so looking at this front rotor, water seal's gone right here. So don't know what happened there. And around here where this isn't even needed, yeah, she's right on the edge, you can see it. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to pull the C-shaft out now. We'll get the rotor out, we'll look into that, and then we'll go over all the parts. Okay, so I've just spoken to the owner and told him what I've done and what's what with this, and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to restack it. Now, there were thoughts of actually making this center iron a full cut bridge, but car ran mean. You saw the video, doing it burnout. It's an angry car, so this setup will work just the same, but yeah, it's just a case of getting it all back together now. So what we're doing is new water seals, new O-rings, new soft seals all the way through. The apex seals are in good shape, the springs are in good shape, everything else is fine. It's just reassembly. So see you at the end of it. Okay, it's been a few hours, but as you can see, the engine is back together. All new water seals, all new O-rings and all the rest of it. So I'll put the flywheel on the back. Just put the front stack on now. I have put it back with exactly what came off it, so it should be all good. So engine turns good. It's got it feels like, oh, not that one. Feels like all the corner seals have broken loose because I had to glue them back together, but pretty happy with that. Only problem I have is, I don't know how well you'll see it, but you might hear it. I think it's got excessive end play. So what I need to do, I'm not going to do it tonight because I'm done for tonight. I need to flip it back on its top. I need to take the oil pump off, put the dial gauge there, check for end play. To be honest, I didn't think I'd need to because it was already together. So it is what it is. I'll check that tomorrow, and once I sort that, I do have a couple spaces around here. So if I get that squared away, we'll go ahead, reassemble the rest of the engine, and probably this weekend, so it'll be the next video, we'll dump it back in the car and start it up. But anyway, that's me for tonight. See you tomorrow. Okay, so next day again, and what we're doing now is we're going to check the end play on this. So I've got my dial gauge set up. Now it is zeroed out at the moment, so what we're after is 0.7. So we'll just take it just a little bit that way. So I'm not expecting great numbers out of this, but that's where it needs to be, right there. Going to there, but this is what we got. So way too much. You can actually see you shouldn't have this much movement in it. So what I'm gonna have to do, take that whole front stack off again, and I'll take the oil pump off, I'll leave the oil pump off. For some reason, when I took this engine apart, there were two end play spaces sitting on top of each other, and now I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, I'm gonna have to get to the bottom of it. Can't run it like that. Okay. Okay, so end spacer there, two pieces. So never seen this before, but just measuring it with a vernier. If I go one side, it's probably 8.1 mil, but if you go around it, there are certain bits that are a little bit wider. And now I'm running close to 8.6. So that's the problem there. These aren't square, so when they're sitting down hard like that, it's always going to pick up from the high point. So I need a new spacer. So I'll find out what letter that is. I'm pretty sure it's a Y or an X or something like that that's stamped on it. Second thing I found is that torrent bearing there is mint. It's all good. This one here, you can actually see it. The bearings are half falling out right there. So this bearing's toast. So I need to get a new one of those anyway. So a bit of a bummer, but that's all I can do on this for now. So yeah, back to it tomorrow. Okay, so we're back into it again. I went to Mazda today, picked up a new torrent bearing, picked up a spacer now. They didn't quite have the one I wanted, but we'll see if this makes a difference, and if it does, we may just have to sand it down or something like that, but it's got to work. So I'm going to go ahead now and reassemble this, and then we'll have another look. Okay, got it all back together now. That spacer I have is an X. I need to have a look. I'm pretty sure it's just 8.04 or something like that. So I've got it set to 0. Oh, it's just a bit above 0. It's on 0.2 to 0.8. So we've got 0.06 in play. Perfect. So stoked with that. So now I can go ahead and reassemble the whole engine and get it ready to put back in the car this coming weekend. All right, that's a wrap. So all reassembled, clutches on, all the front stacks on, Dizzy, alternator, water pump, even the IDA are on. Went out and put a new oil filter on that I got from Ryco, so that's mint. So with this engine, I don't know what the story was with that in play and the old spaces that were in it. The water seals with those grooves in the rotor housings, I'm not 100% happy with it, but it should last a little while, hopefully a long time, but yeah, I don't like those housings. But besides that, she is good to go. Back into there this weekend, and then we're going to fire it up. And then finally, I'm going to end this video. I know it's been a really, really long one. I was going to do it in 2 parts, but I thought, bugger it. 1 hit, done. Okay, see you on the weekend. Okay, it's time to put it back in. So I'm happy with this now. As you saw, in place good. So I am going to dump the engine back in the car tonight. The only thing that I'm having issues about is these extractors here are going to be really hard to get onto the engine when I'm bringing it in. Not going to start it tonight. The battery, I'm pretty sure, is pretty flat, so I will leave it to charge overnight. We'll get some oil in it tomorrow, some coolant, and then we'll fire it up and then see if she's all good and see if it's going to piss heaps of water out the exhaust again or not. So, yeah, we'll get into this now. I kid you not, I've been at this thing for four and a bit hours, and I've only just managed to mount the engine. It was sitting up on the cross member, battle rivet trying to line up with the gearbox. Top of the gearbox is sitting in the tunnel. Sorted that, and then those extractors, they were a pain. But finally got it. Reason for those extractors is they're so tight on the steering box down here. There's just no room to get it out past those studs on the engine. Ideally, what I should have done is when the engine was in pieces, I should have taken those studs out and replaced them with bolts. Would have saved me 3.5 hours. Anyway, so moving on, I'm going to assemble the rest of the engine tonight, and then we're going to throw the battery on charge, get it back on the ground, and tomorrow we're going to fire her up. Okay, this is my Friday night done. So everything is all plumbed back up now, radiator, all the wiring. What else is there? Gauges, oil lines. So it is pretty much good to start, but I need to get the oil for it. I forgot to get it today. But what I have done is batteries on the boil, so we just have to wait till tomorrow. But cool, pretty happy it's all back in there. Hopefully everything goes well, but tomorrow I can't see why it won't, but you never know these things, but I'm very confident. All right, see you tomorrow. Okay, it's the next day again, and pretty soon we're going to fire this up. I just need to put some oil and coolant into it, and we'll check for leaks. We'll check all that. We'll plug the power up, go through the general stuff, and then, yeah, go for fire up, and we'll just sit there and watch it for a bit, make sure it's not doing bad shit anyway. All right, get into it. Got no starter motor. Well, I've been cranking on this thing for quite a while, and the starter motor is getting quite hot. It is so close, it's insane, but yeah, it's just not quite there. So I'm gonna let it cool down for a little bit, but the good thing is as I've been cranking the engine, we still have water there, so that's not dumping into the housing, so that's a good sign. But yeah, close, but yeah, always fun. Little bit of an exhaust leak. What a relief. So that did take a long time to start this. It flooded very easy right from the get-go. I was trying all last night to get it fired up. Only thing I could do in the end was take plugs out, clean those. I left the plugs out during the night, cycled the engine to get anything out of it, charged the battery overnight, and this morning she fired pretty much straight up. But we do have an exhaust leak. It's this stud here on top's been a problem, and don't know if it's a carby or it's a dizzy. The timing's out a little bit, but I'll get onto that later on. Good thing is, it's not sucking water into the engine. Now, when I walked down in the back here earlier, I did see all this water here, and I was like, oh no. But that was water that was still in the exhaust. That's just blown it out. So, pretty happy. Still have a few rats and mice to sort out, but hard part's done. So, it does sound better. It's very responsive. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So that's going to be a wrap to this video. It's a very, very long one, I know, but what a week. This car has actually battled me pretty hard, from the engine, from end plate to exhaust studs, to last flooding it and not being able to start it. But good result in the end. I still have it for another few days, but it's only rats and mice that I've got to figure out. Little bits of wiring and probably, yeah, got to tune that carb a little bit by the sounds of it, but stoked. So if you made it this far, cheers for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I believe we will be taking the RX-8 to the dyno. It's gonna be a day. Anyway, cheers.